This is the time of year when the pool's open and grill's hot, but is your backyard legally chill? Before you invite the neighbors and inflate the floaty, hear what one lawyer mom has to say about keeping your summer party safe, drama-free, and liability-proof. Let's welcome mom of two and lawyer. We have Ramona Morgan. Good to have you, Ramona.
Hi, Desiree. It's great to be here.
Yes. Okay, so Ramona, let's start with the basics. When someone hosts a pool party or just a barbecue at home, what kind of risks or maybe just responsibilities do they unknowingly need to take on?
Sure. And I hate to be Debbie Downer, but one way of thinking about it and being a little bit proactive is to think of it, your home, as a liability zone. So anything that happens within your home, you're responsible for. And in a way that can sound scary, but the other thing is that means you have complete control over it. So when you host people, think about how you can be proactive in terms of maintaining a safe space and making sure that you don't expose yourself to excess liability.
I feel like you're the perfect realist because when everything goes good at the party, great. But whenever those situations or those what ifs situations come up, that's when we start thinking about it. So it's good to prep before now rather than later. And to that theme of just
Exactly.
summer get togethers and parties, we all want to be good neighbors. But how loud is too loud when having those get togethers? And what should folks know about Sacramento's noise rules before they turn up their music?
Okay, so for Sacramento in particular, after 10 p.m. is generally considered a quiet time. That's when your neighbors should have the expectation that people will go in, speakers will sort of be turned down, and they should be able to get some sleep. After that, you are subject to possibly getting a noise complaint from neighbors, which can be a bit of a hassle. So try and gear your party time to around 10 o'clock, or you can
Yeah.
simply take it inside if you're partying outside and just share a little bit less of the noise with your neighbors after 10 p.m.
Okay, good to know, especially for Sacramentans out here. And then, I mean, when there's get-togethers, there's kids, there's pools, sometimes there's even trampolines. So what are a few simple things hosts can do to keep summer gatherings safer without being a stick in the mud?
Okay, so the standard for most claims that are going, if there is a claim, you're hoping that there wouldn't be, but the standard is negligence. How vigilant were you? How much did you make sure that somebody was always keeping track of where children were, what people were doing? And so it's good to speak to some of your either your guests beforehand or your family members and have a system where somebody's always monitoring the pool or any dangerous spaces. If you've
Mm-hmm.
got something where you've got a spiral staircase, somebody will just keep an eye on that. I think you'll be surprised at how many people are happy to be helpful with that.
Yeah.
I even had a backyard birthday party with an inflatable pool, and as sort of maybe overly cautious as that sounds, even for that, I made sure there was always somebody with an eye on it. And it also is great. Sorry to get a little bit on a tangent, but if you ever have introverts at your party, they're usually really great people to enlist and give little duties like that too.
Oh, that's a really good point. Okay, all helpful tips. And I mean, you're a lawyer and a mom, so what would you say, in addition to what you've already said, what would you say are your go-to ground rules when you're hosting?
So I always make sure that I have extra people that are helping me. And even if I'm having a party in a public space, we recently had a party at a venue. Even then, I had enlisted some family members to make sure that we had
Mhm.
different zones and that we kept track of all the children. It was really wonderful because a lot of people were sent with either a caretaker or somebody else. So we really had enough eyes on deck. But I like to have children in my zone of vision at
Yeah.
all times, if not with somebody else. So it's
Yeah.
really a matter of being comfortable, getting some help, and not feeling like you have to take it all on yourself. Enjoy the party, but make sure you have some systems and some rules in place so that everybody is safe.
Yeah, and to your point, I mean, people want to help, especially when you're talking about kids and making sure keeping them safe. People, I would hope, would happily get on board to assist in any way that they can. What about when
Yes.
people host
Yes.
their summer gatherings at a park or a rental venue instead of their own home? Are there different rules or things they should double check ahead of time?
So again, I am a little bit rule oriented, but it's really important to look up the rules for your local park because very often, if you have a group of over 25, depending on the park, depending on the venue, or depending on the location, you might actually be required to get a park permit.
Mm,
Very few people know that, and very few people actually do it. I, of course, have done it whenever I've had a park gathering. And I just feel like I don't want to have any worry that the park will be, that will be interrupted or there could be a
yes.
complaint. So I like to make sure we have all that stuff taken care of, all that paperwork in place. And that way you can make sure you can have the appropriate gathering. And it also means that if you're going to have a larger gathering above 25 people, getting into 50 or 100 people, that you definitely have the right sort of agreement in place. And you'll also be surprised because very often those venues can provide you help and assistance
Hmm.
and guides. So
Yeah.
it's not always a burden. Sometimes they can be very helpful.
Yeah, and just knowing those rules too, it helps give you that peace of mind as
Yeah.
well. Ramona, all helpful tips as we're prepping for those summer get-togethers. Appreciate you and your time. And to our viewers, for more legal advice from the lawyer mom herself, you can head to RamonaMorgan.com.